In the 21st century, a new kind of war is being waged. It's a war fought not with soldiers on a battlefield you can see, but with methods designed to be completely invisible. This is the new theater of operations.
You see, our traditional understanding of warfare is being fundamentally redefined. The very ground on which nations compete for power and influence, well, it's shifting right under our feet, creating a new, far more complex battle space.
For centuries, it was simple enough, right? Conflict was defined by three domains: land, sea, and air. But today, new domains have emerged, operating in parallel to the physical world, creating entirely new vectors for attack.
And this is a clandestine war. It happens silently, moving at the speed of light across fiber optic cables and satellite links, often without a single shot ever being fired.
In this new arena, the targets are no longer just military bases or industrial centers. The primary objective is now to acquire, control, and, yes, manipulate information itself. And that right there, that illustrates the core shift we're seeing. Things like personal details, corporate secrets, national intelligence, they aren't just the spoils of war anymore. They are the new armaments.
Let's just look at this contrast, because it's stark. On one side, you've got the tangible assets of conventional war: tanks, jets, clearly defined front lines. On the other, the assets are completely intangible: networks, data, and even the human mind. The lines of engagement have become dangerously blurred.
So, to really understand this new reality, we need to look at a specific operation. A recent cyber attack that wasn't about money, it was about sending a very powerful message.
30, that's the number. 30 American engineers, all employees of the defense contractor Lockheed Martin, all working in Israel. Every single one of them targeted by Iranian-backed hackers.
Now, what's so chilling here is the sheer depth of the information that was leaked. We're not just talking about names, we're talking full names, home addresses, phone numbers, details about their families, their jobs, even their security clearances. It was literally everything needed to make a person feel completely exposed.
And then came the message from the hackers, a group called Handala. They didn't demand a ransom. They issued a warning, an ultimatum. You see, this was never about extortion. It was a psychological operation, plain and simple.
So, you have to ask yourself, what was the real objective here? Why leak all this information publicly instead of trying to sell it? Well, the answer lies in the strategic use of fear.
Let's contrast this with a criminal hack we're all familiar with. A ransomware attack is all about financial gain, right? They encrypt your data to extort you. This attack, it sought a strategic effect by exposing data. The goal wasn't money, it was to apply immense psychological pressure on specific individuals.
The intended outcomes were crystal clear: create fear among the engineers, and, just as importantly, their families. Disrupt critical defense operations, pressure those individuals to leave, and, of course, demonstrate Iran's cyber capabilities while slowly eroding the will of others to work in the region.
Now, this single incident is really a textbook example of a much broader military strategy. It's one that's often used by less powerful nations to challenge much stronger ones.
It's called asymmetric warfare. The thinking is simple. Iran can't match the United States with conventional military force, so it doesn't even try. Instead, it uses cyber and information operations to impose real costs and create friction, all without engaging in a direct military fight.
And this breaks down their playbook. Step 1. Identify high-value targets, in this case, those expert engineers. Step 2. Exploit vulnerabilities to get their data. Step 3. Weaponize that information by releasing it to the world. And Step 4. Impose strategic costs on a superpower, all with plausible deniability. So what does all of this tell us about the future of conflict? It tells us that the old rules of engagement have fundamentally, and I think permanently, changed. And here's probably the most critical takeaway. Individuals who were once considered clear non-combatants, engineers, technicians, support staff, they are now viewed as legitimate targets in this new kind of warfare.
And this is why this matters to every single one of us. This incident proves that in the 21st century, your personal data isn't just personal anymore. It's a potential weapon. It's an asset that can be targeted in the global battle space.
And that leaves us with a final, very sobering question. When the front line is everywhere and the primary weapon is information, who and what is truly safe?